Do you want to do a countdown?
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Procreate Podcast. I'm Tate.
And I'm Brock.
And today we are going to be talking about some hefty topics.
Hefty. So, basically, what we kind of want to go over is how to conduct yourself online, how to think about what you're putting out there in the universe as it will never be deleted. There will be a record of you saying things forever. And so I just kind of want to shed light on how I believe you should conduct yourself and state your opinions, or to maybe not state your opinions.
Maybe shut the fuck up.
Maybe. I mean, that's an option. Not just because you may say something stupid and insensitive and rude, if you don't feel like it's beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would never ask somebody to go up in front of a crowd of people and speak if they don't feel comfortable with public speaking. I would never ask anybody to shed light on a matter that they feel uncomfortable with, because that's not right. You should never feel pressured to speak about something that you don't feel comfortable speaking about.
Also, we're definitely going to, I feel like there's a certain few people that we might offend, but some of these people, if I offend them, I don't care, because they're probably fucking pieces of shit anyway, so I have no idea.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
The first group of people I think I'm going to offend is the people who punish people for not saying anything. If you don't, like he just said 8 times, if you don't want to say something, then don't.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it's totally fine, especially if you know you're not well versed on the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't like talking about it, because even if it's something that shouldn't be political, like fucking racism, if you talk about it with anyone, it somehow gets around to politics, and it's I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how you shouldn't hate someone because their skin has a different level of, what the fuck is it? Melatonin? No, that's a sleeping pill. What the fuck is the...
I'm not a scientist. I don't even know why you try to bring up that word.
Well, I don't know. I
can't buy a vowel.
Just because people's skin look different than your skin, it's like fucking caveman thinking. It's like, ooga booga, their skin looks different than mine.
Yeah.
Hate.
And the thing I can't wrap my head around is that it's been around since the beginning of the United States.
Yeah.
Our country is so rooted in racism, and I can't for the life of me wrap my head around it. So before we get into all that, I want to state myself, because I feel comfortable stating it, I believe in the Black Lives Matter cause. I don't put it on social media because I'm not the kind of person that feels comfortable using someone else's pain for publicity matters. I understand that it's basically you saying that I stand with people of color, or I stand with the movement, but personally I would rather go and donate money like I did, or sign petitions that I'm not sure how much that actually does, honestly, but I did it because it made me feel like I could make a difference, versus my 26 followers on Twitter seeing what I have to say on the matter. I just don't see it being a benefit to society at this point. Now, if I was much bigger, then maybe I could see how my opinion is impressionable on other people.
That makes
but
sense, yeah.
I'll also be honest, is that I don't know what it's like to be in that life. I don't know.
Lives, yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never been in the situation where I feared for my life. Really feared for my life. I've been through some deep shit. But I have never felt like my life was about to end.
No.
And I could never put myself in those shoes. I could never understand that. The closest I ever got was one time I had a panic attack in my sleep, and I woke up, I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, and that's the closest I ever got, and there was no gun involved. There was nothing of that sort. So, in all honesty, I have to say on the matter is, how the fuck is racism still a thing? We all bleed the same color. We all feel pain the same way. We all hate, love, all the same.
Yeah.
How
Fuck, dude, I ask that every day.
How is this still a topic? It's 2020, bro.
Should be saying things clearly now. It's probably not a good time.
I'll insert crickets there. I think
Okay,
crickets there will be, the 2020 eye vision. No, I think it's important to understand that your voice means nothing unless you've been through it. In my opinion, is that yes, I think that influential people saying that they have no idea what it's like to be a Black American in today's society is a valid thing to say because it's truth. I can't say that I understand how anybody feels. I know that I have cop friends who they were talking about their academy and how they showed them just incident after incident of a police officer pulling over somebody, walking to the front of the car to ask them for their license and getting shot in the face. I know that my cop friends were shown those videos. I don't think that's a proper way to do it, and I'm not justifying the officers' actions, but I've also never been in fear of my life when I did something.
Yeah.
And so you don't understand anybody's feelings in life. And I feel terribly sorry for the victims that have had to walk outside their house and feel fear for their life.
Not even walk outside their house. Some people
somebody, I remember seeing a video where this lady got shot because she looked out her own window in her backyard. And, that's just ridiculous.
It's dumb.
And I definitely understand that there's a lot of issues in this world that need to be changed. Yeah. And they should have been changed decades ago. But I'm not going to run out and make a fool of myself on social media because I'm not informed.
Also, don't be a piece of shit and take this time of people suffering to make yourself look like a better person. I'm sorry, Becky. It's not a real person. I'm just saying a name.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck if you've donated $100 to charity. Don't say it on your fucking story acting like you made you haven't done shit until it's over. Until there is no racism, which there never will be because people suck.
Probably very true.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's gonna have. It's an opinion, right? It's a shitty opinion. It's a terrible opinion. No one should have that opinion, but it's an opinion nonetheless. And people are gonna have that for years. And I hate that opinion is so strong that it drives them to kill, because that's even crazier to me. But you can't don't use this as a time to put yourself on a pedestal because no one's shit. I'm saying this to the fucking racist too. No, you're not shit. Yeah. You're not better than anyone. No one's better than anyone. If we're all the same race, we're all on the same equal playing field because that's what we are.
I think the best thing that you can do for any cause is to take somebody that feels the opposite and try your best to chip away and change their mind. That's really all. If everybody in the world took that one person that they know is a closet racism or says things when nobody's listening that is just outlandish, if you took the time to try your best to change that person's mind, then I think we could really get somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't personally think that going online to boost your confidence
and your ego
is anything to be excited about. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
And I'll never be okay with stating my opinion on matters like this because I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know shit.
All I know is that I watch documentaries on some of the just very little about what Black Americans go through in this society, and I feel so sorry for that. And all I can do is to continue to try to educate myself and just hope to God that it stops.
See?
Because all I can do is just try to feel empathy. And to, when I have kids, I guarantee you that they will understand the struggle of people that are not privileged in this nation. And if you're Caucasian and you don't understand that you're privileged, you're delusional. You're absolutely delusional. Because when you get pulled over by a cop and you can sit there and give them attitude for pulling you over and say that, be a Karen about it and talk shit to that police officer, that's privilege right there. Because nobody else can sit there and do that. I mean, I don't know how many times that I've heard stories of them not even getting the chance to get their registration before they're, before they're gone. So you don't know shit, and be okay with that. I'm not saying you don't know shit to put you down. I'm telling you so that you can go get educated. Go read documentaries. Go talk to people. Go read books. Figure out what they go through. I mean, there's case after case after case. There's cases that go back since the beginning of time where they were just targeted and nobody gave justice. I'm shocked by the fact that how many terrible things have been done to African Americans in this nation, and nobody batted an eyelash at.
Nothing.
And I'll never know what that feels like to have that fear. And I thank God every day that I don't have to deal with that. And I'll never talk shit on anybody else that does or may or anything like that.
You know what's crazy to me is, like, you're talking about, like, your kids, right? Making sure that they have that empathy. And I was thinking about, like, things that I think about whenever, like whenever I have a kid, right? I should say yes, because you never get laid. But no, like, the things that I think about, like, telling my kid in the future is, like, how to ride a bike. Some people don't learn how to do that, but that's fine. Or, like, teach them how to cook, which, some people also don't know how to do that, and that's fine. But it's all these, like, it's small shit, like, relationship advice, taxes. I don't know who talks to a kid about taxes, but, like, if I do it, I do it. But I will never in my life have to worry about telling my kid how to deal whenever he gets pulled over. Like, and the fact that that's a legitimate conversation that African American and Black parents need to have with their children, it blows my fuck. It's insane. I can't imagine having to worry about that, and I'm glad I don't have to experience it, but I'm not glad that someone else does. And I don't know, every day it feels like we're not united at all, even though it's in our fucking name. It's like, hey, we're the US of A. We should just be the fucking S of A. Like, there's nothing united about us. And personally, I think there are some things that are not being handled properly. And if we really want to make a change, I used to not be like, yo, you have to vote. Because, like, I didn't really care. Also, I was a kid, so I don't care about shit. But no, like, now, I think the only way we're going to make a real change is to, like, vote the people in who are going to change shit. If you want to make a change, vote and push people in office who will do that. Like, and I don't know. It's just, nothing makes sense anymore. This is the apocalypse if I've ever seen it, dude.
Yeah, I definitely don't wish the apocalypse, but things are crazy out there. And the last thing that I think you should do is say something that puts you in a bad position, because if you're listening to this, you are looking into being a content creator or you're starting your journey, and I want to say that it's very important that you understand that people are hurting, and it is not your obligation to go out there and say and like state your opinion. You don't have to do that, but it's your obligation to be mindful of their pain and suffering. Hey, knock it off, you two. Stop it. It's your obligation to be mindful of their suffering, and I think that if we can all come together and just admit to each other that we don't know what it's like, that's somewhere to start. Because the minute that you go to somebody who's been in real pain and you say, oh, I know how you feel. You know, it always reminds me of that, like, SpongeBob episode where he's trying to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he's going in there and he's like, yeah, I stubbed my toe and I cried for, like, 2 hours. Like, that's not the same. And to try to associate your pain with somebody else's pain is just insensitive.
It's so insensitive.
And you don't need to do that.
No.
You just need to be able to say, I don't know what you went through, but I'm sorry. And if I could do anything to change that, I would. And I think that pretty much that's all I want to say on the subject. I don't know. Do you have more you want to say on it?
I just realized 2020's... Shut the fuck up! 2020 has been the most racist year, I think, like, ever. Like, in the beginning, in January and shit, and I mean, even toward the end of 2019 and during and fucking, like, before that, of course. There was the fucking immigration shit where families were being separated and, like, you know,
and put
Hispanic
into
people,
jail cells.
fucking jail cells and shit. Yeah. And then we have fucking the, you know, pandemic, which everyone thought, oh, let's be racist to, like, Asian people. And then now it's fucking, you know, African Americans, Black Lives Matter movement. I'm glad this shit's in full swing. It seems like shit's actually happening. And things are, you know, taking a change for the better. But the fact that we even have to do this sucks.
I think that, you know, a lot of today's society is based off of history, and just make sure you're not on the wrong side of history, because this is an important time in the world, and you need to be educated on it. And you know, I'll say there's a couple documentaries that I thought were really well done, and I took a lot from. I would go LA 92 was a great documentary movie. I'm Not Your Negro, amazing documentary, and I think it's called 12th or the 12th, the 13th. Sorry. That one's fantastic. Those are good places to start if you've never dove into the subject. And, you know, in all honesty, there are parts of the United States where they have never been, you know, they've never been exposed to any culture but their own. And I think that's sad. Because they just don't know. And the more you can spread it, the more that they can learn. I did read a book. It was called Talking with Strangers, I believe. And it was Maxwell. I can't remember his Gladwell. I'll look it up, and I'll put it in the. I'll put a link to the Amazon book in the description to make sure. I'll link all of these. You know, just so that you can find them easier. But I think that if you're not willing to educate yourself, you're doing a terrible thing for your own life, because you'll never understand empathy or how to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And a big step is to know that you probably never can feel what they felt and how they feel. And that's sad. So
I understand, like, some people out there want to take different opinions because they want to be cool and hip and weird and just wacky and quirky. But, like, this isn't something to take, like, the opposite opinion on just to be a dick. Like, if you think all lives matter, fucking cool. All lives do matter. That's not what fucking Black Lives is saying, that it's only exclusively Black Lives. And if you think that, you're a dingus. You're a dumb little dingus, and I don't like you.
Dumb little dingus.
But, like, just don't. Don't try and argue with people who are actually in pain. Like, this isn't a time for you to argue with them. This is a time for you to be like, hey, I'm here for you. And like we've said like 80 times during this podcast, I have no idea what you went through, but I'm 100% supportive of the cause and stopping what you're going through.
Yes.
And
you know, it's not, you know, in all honesty, like, he's not old enough to vote, and it's not his generation's fault.
No.
That this is still a problem, but it's everyone's duty to acknowledge the problem.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I know that there's a million things out there that need to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way the education system is, the way that immigration is, the way... There's a million things in this country that need to be solved, but this is the most important one right now.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not going to go out there and be like, all causes matter.
Yeah.
Oh, all issues matter. No. Shut the fuck up. This is the most important thing right now.
Yeah. It's like the house on fire analogy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, you have a neighborhood full of houses, right? And then, like, H3, as much as I'm not very much a supporter of his content, I think he made a very solid point with this, and I've seen it on social media everywhere. It's like, you have one house on fire, and then, like, that'd be like the firefighter going to every house individually in the neighborhood and spraying all of them with water. And then being like, but officer, right there, the house is on fire, why don't you fucking do that one? And it's like, oh, well, you know, all houses deserve water and matter. So we're going to do all the... It's like, it doesn't make sense. There's an issue with the way one race is being treated now. Not, I mean, a lot of them are being treated very poorly. And, you know, except for fucking white people. I don't know what that's all about. Weird. But, you know, this one is being treated the most unfairly. So, yeah, sure, the houses next to it do need to, you know, have water on it. But right now we need to get rid of the source of the fire. And saying, just like, it's so insensitive. And I just don't get it. That the moral of the story, why? Fucking why?
Yeah.
Let's just ask, before you say some stupid shit, just ask them fucking why would I say this?
I think that if you have an opposing... It's like, I took debate in high school. And when you have an opposing argument, it's your duty. It's not, it's your, you should do this. Nobody said that. It was your duty, if you had an opposing opinion, to do the research on all sides. And if you haven't done that, then your debate, then your argument means nothing. Nothing. And I've talked about Gary Vaynerchuk before, but basically everything comes to light. He said, like, he preaches that when you put something out in the universe on social media, it's there forever. And you need to be sure that you're being true to yourself and that you're being, you know, socially correct. Because if you don't, you're gonna drown.
Yeah.
And and everyone in the world's gonna make sure that you drown for it.
Yeah.
So just be smart, be educated, and don't say anything that's insensitive to somebody who's in real pain. I would never want somebody to feel pain. That would kill me.
Yeah.
So, like, just use your brain a little bit. And if you don't want to say anything, sometimes I think right now with how everything is going, it's best not to say anything. But donate money, sign petitions, make sure that you're reading up on the struggle of being African American in this day and age. And in all of the United States history, and even more, because that's the only way you'll ever get even an ounce of understanding of what they have to go through. But other than that, I think I'm done with the topic for now. And you know, how's your channel going?
What channel?
What channel?
I made a new one a few weeks, months. I don't even know at this point. I'm fucking...
Yeah, like honestly, I can't believe it's June.
Yeah.
And it's like halfway through June.
Yeah, it's like, I looked at the calendar like yesterday and I was like, oh, it's almost July.
Yeah.
And in a month from now, I start school. My channel's okay. I'm gonna take it in a different direction. I've done this like 8 times. It was fucking gaming in 5th grade. And it was fucking vlogs. And then now it's goddamn something else.
I picture your gaming channel like one of those hallways in Scooby-Doo. Where they're just like going through different doors.
Oh, yeah.
Of different things.
That's basically
they're
what
just
it
like...
is. fuck it. I plan on making a gaming channel, mostly because I'm jealous of him because he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like for me, I mean, I am gonna make it.
Doesn't feel like that.
Doesn't feel like that. Well, yeah,
no.
Because you're addicted to a game that sucks ball sacks. But for me, my content is gonna be more varied, and it's going to be something I can do from home. It's basically going to be commentary videos and something like that. I do have a topic about YouTube. It'll basically be like a one-man podcast for me. But it'll be... I'm not going to say it's going to be funny because I'm not funny. But, like, I'm going to try to make it funny. And I'm going to use a green screen. And I'm saying too much shit. And I'm probably not going to fulfill this promise. But, like, you know, it's... I have some ambitious ideas, and I'm tired of thinking, because I feel like it's all just excuses. It's like, oh, I can't hang out with people, so I can't make videos.
Yeah, and that was one thing. Like with this podcast, it's been a while because like I started work again, and that's all it is it's a bunch of excuses. And in reality, if we come on here and we talk, and I don't feel 100% confident, in you know, what we talked about, who cares? Like, I don't need to spend 8 hours editing. Like, we're humans, we're learning this thing, and right now I don't have the time to edit for 6 hours.
Yeah.
But I want to keep going because I enjoy the podcast, and so, you know, we set this up. I just got off of work. Who cares? I think it's important for us to get our opinions out there, that our opinion is to keep your opinion out of it unless you completely understand the struggle.
Yeah.
And you don't, so shut up. And, you know, that I think a big point, too, is that we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We are regular people that thought it would be cool to have a YouTube channel, and so we're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not like you guys joined us a year into our YouTube channel and we're talking about how we did it, and we ran into some bumps, but it was really fun. These are the bumps. We just started this stuff.
These are the big boy. These are the speed bumps.
I haven't put out content on my channel for a while because I'm not happy with my content right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in the struggle of, you know, it's not just that I love Rainbow Six Siege, because I do, but I hate it. It's the fact that I don't feel confident playing other games. Yeah. And so that's where I have to get over myself and say, like, you're not a professional gamer. Nobody's watching you because you're a professional gamer. You're funny, or you're cool, or you're consistent. Whatever it may be, I just need to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a big part of what I'm going through right now, is that I just need to put it out. We played Portal 2.
Yeah.
I had a great time playing that. I'm going to watch the video probably on Friday when I have a day off, even though I'm kind of hooked in No Man's Sky.
Well, you recorded in Portal 2?
I recorded a lot of it, yeah. I need to hear the audio and stuff like that because I don't know how it turned out.
Yeah.
But I'm really hooked in No Man's Sky that we started yesterday, and I think it'll be really fun, and we're going to play that. I've already recorded some of that, so... Hopefully I'll have those videos out, even though they're old games, super old games. I had a fun time, so I don't care.
Dude, that No Man's Sky video is going to be boring. I remember, like, there was a time where we didn't talk for, like, a solid hour.
No, I know. Obviously, you cut that out. It's space. You're running around mining Oh, my God, there's so much.
There's so much
to learn.
I was thinking about recording it, too. I was like, fuck, I should probably be recording this, but I'm like, fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah. And I, you know, we'll see how it goes. I love the game. And I love just playing random stuff. I haven't played random stuff since the release of Siege. Like 5 years ago. I whooped your ass in FIFA.
Fuck you, nerd.
So many times.
Okay, crazy. Listen, I'm sorry I don't play Dumb Boy Soccer Game. Like,
it's a world phenomenon.
1v1 me on fucking Injustice, dude. I would beat your ass in Injustice, dude. One hand, two. You put the flash.
How are you gonna say you beat me in nerdy soccer game or whatever?
I said Dumb Boy Soccer Game.
Dumb Boy Soccer Game.
Yeah.
And you want to play a button mashing?
Well, it's only button mashing if you suck.
Okay, well, there you go. Now you know. I suck. Yeah. I suck at the game. Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, I'm terrible at this game.
Yeah, you're fucking...
I smash buttons. It's like if you gave a guy with Parkinson's a controller. Like, I'm just shaking my controller, basically. So no, I'm terrible at it, and
Tourette's.
I'll take a game where you actually need skill and you need to pay
What
attention.
the fuck?
You have to pay attention to where the defense moves when you pass the ball, so that you could set up.
I just want it to be known on Console Siege. I did.
Can I just say?
Console
How many? What was it? 9-0? 7-0?
Okay, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I didn't score one goal.
Sorry. Pardon me. That was the wrong term. It's 7-0.
I'm sorry, I'm not a FIFA prodigy, dude. It was
It's
my
not
first
a
ever
prodigy.
time.
You know what's funny is I lived in a house with 5 guys. I was the second to last one.
Go figure.
I was the second to last one in the FIFA ranking of the house. So you are like special education bad.
Okay, also, look, I haven't played PlayStation games in a while. Okay, this is not fair.
Okay, so long story short, me and Tate have been really enjoying our time together playing games.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot more of it, I think. We kind of resituated things. This is a different microphone than we're used to having.
No camera setup.
I hope it sounds better. The podcast, it was just way too much work with 3 cameras. That's why I spent so long editing. I had to match up the video. I watched through the podcast all times on different angles. Would mark where something funny, a facial expression, something cool would happen. If I had to cut, which camera to cut. It was too much. And so for my own enjoyment and the fact that I'm working, I would love to go back to the 3 camera setup eventually. I did think it added something to it, but we'll also see. You don't know what you got till it's gone, so let's see how this 1 camera setup goes. This isn't a sitcom. We don't need a 3 camera setup, I don't think. So I do really, on another topic, with this whole coronavirus, I am just so ready for life to be back to normal. I miss going to the movies. I want to be able to go out to a restaurant.
Apparently, so my school, or I guess the school related, or a page related to my school, posted saying like what the odds of basically what's gonna happen when we get back to school, and there's a 90% chance that we go back to school, and we just wear masks and we try and social distance the best we can. I just want this to be known. It's not that big of a. I mean, it's a big school. Like the buildings are relatively big, but there's so many fucking kids.
Yeah.
There's literally stairways that are clogged and like touching shoulder to shoulder. It's weird. I don't see it working. And it's funny. There was little bitches in the comments of that post being like, I'm not gonna wear a mask to school. I'm sorry. And it's like, listen, fucking Jennifer.
Have you worn a mask yet?
Yeah, I've worn, like, every time I go out, unless we're going for like a walk or something. Then I don't.
Because my glasses get super foggy.
My glasses, I tried to drive with a mask on to see how it worked, and like I couldn't see shit. Yeah. I was like, I'm not even.
I have to wear contacts when I go to work because I have to wear the mask, and it's impossible with my glasses. Mm-hmm. I can't see anything. That's actually another reason. I wear my glasses like Grandpa looking at a magazine or a newspaper. I'm like, what? Okay, because they just fog up if I have them on my face. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so annoying. And it's like, listen, who gives a fuck about your fashion taste? It's about people dying or not, so just wear a mask and shut up. 80% chance is that we do alternate schedules. So, like, half of the kids come one day, half the kids come the other, and we still practice social distancing, like, everything like that. So I just can't imagine, like, your best friend, right? And you're like, I get to go back to school, I get to see them, it's been fucking way too long. And then guess what?
They're a different
day than you.
Yeah, I remember when that shit would happen on like lunch breaks. Because I think sophomores had like half went on one, half went on the other for my school.
Lunch. It's like all grades get split in half, and that's
so it would be a killer for that. I couldn't imagine a whole school day. That would be terrible.
It'd be awful.
But so I guess keep an eye out for another video from my channel coming out soon, I hope. I want to comb over the Portal 2 gameplay and the No Man's Sky gameplay and see if I have anything good. I might have enough for another Siege video, but I'd have to comb through everything and see that. I have been really enjoying myself painting.
Yeah.
I think that I'll do more of that. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I just stay creative.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're staying consistent. I know we haven't been, but I try my best to post on my TikTok every day. I've been a little bit bad on it whenever I work, but I'm still trying. So, stay consistent. Make sure that you're putting out content that in 10 years, when your children ask about it, that you feel comfortable standing behind what you said.
Yeah.
Because that's, we're trying to teach our generation and the generation ahead of us how to be better.
Also, let's try not to, one thing I hope, no one says about me when I'm 60 is that it's he's from a different time. He doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
If I hear that about me, I'm going to be pissed. So I'm trying to be that now. That now.
That's a good point. Nobody wants to have to pull their friend aside and be like, yeah, Grandma and Grandpa, they're old school. So, they might say something. No, I don't want to. I
want to be the dope ass grandpa that's I almost smokes weed because I don't smoke weed. But maybe if my grandkid asks me Pass that doobies.
First off, you've never even done that.
I've never.
One, and two, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I've said dumber.
Yeah, that's true. That's the top 20 dumbest thing you've ever said.
I'd say that's top 100.
Top 100.
There's no way.
There's no way. Some of the shit I've said.
Some of the shit, yeah, no, there's no way that's up there.
We need to clean out your computer at some point and maybe rehouse it. So we have some stuff we want to do, but this weekend coming up is Father's Day, so everyone
Happy
Father's Day coming up. So enjoy that. Stay creative. Make sure you're not making an ass of yourself online.
We went from racism to Happy Father's Day.
I mean, in all honesty, that's just what life gives you. When life gives you racism, you make sure you say Happy Father's Day. Yeah. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Thanks for not making me racist, Dad.
Yeah, that's a big heck yes. Yeah, but just try to be empathetic to people because you don't know the struggles that they've been through.
Yeah.
You don't know what life they've led, and we're all beautiful, and we all have potential. And the best thing you can do is try to help somebody reach their potential, and I think that the best way you do that is to be understanding. Try your best to be positive. Help everybody you can, because in life you could be that one person that changes the course of somebody else's life for the good, and that's powerful.
Yeah.
You could be walking down the street, say one nice thing to somebody and completely change the trajectory of their life. So that's a powerful thing to have. And if you walk around and you're positive and empathetic and caring, then you have a better chance of really impacting people for the better. So keep creating out there. We're always here for you guys. If you need anything, send us messages. We'll answer. We've got our social medias linked in the description below. SweatyBrock on every platform still. Not going to change that. I'll be putting out a new video soon, hopefully. We got our setups all good. We're happy. I'm happy with mine. You're happy with yours? I'm very happy with his. So
it's Harry Potter-esque.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I do have a wand. So.
Don't advertise that.
Yeah, I got a wand from. It doesn't matter. It's about racism.
And Black Lives Matter, and I hope I want more for this nation, and for the people who live in it.
I feel like if I ever talk to someone outside of the country, it's like, "Whoa, where are you from?"
Yeah, there's a stigma. There is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a few countries, and I felt like, there was a negative connotation to being American.
Of course there was.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
We have to change that.
Yeah.
We have to change it.
It's I understand having the opinions. If you don't like this country, then leave. Okay, cool.
Respect.
Respect. But I don't like this country, but I want it to change because I want to like it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fucking go anywhere else. I'm stuck here until I'm, like, 18.
And it's like, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want this to be better.
Yeah, I want this to be
want better for my children.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking about England or Canada.
Canada seems lovely.
Canada seems swell.
But they have terrible laws.
They have terrible laws.
Oh, not related to anything with racism, but we watched a documentary called Dear Zachary.
That shit was so good. Thanks, Bobby Lee.
The best single, like, solo project documentary I've ever seen in my life.
Literally was made by one dude.
Yeah, one guy. But first, watch every documentary you can on the African American struggle in the United States. Yeah. So that you can understand what people are going through.
That's our homework to you guys.
And get educated. Talking with strangers if you're on long commutes and you need an audiobook or something. By far the best audiobook I've ever listened to. Ever. Mm. Talking with strangers or talking to strangers. I can't remember if it's with or to. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing book. So I'll link that below. Just enjoy it because it's a really well done audiobook, and then, you know, if you have some free time, Dear Zachary, great,
fucking phenomenal,
great documentary on a Caucasian male, so has nothing to do with racism.
Nothing to do with it, yeah, no.
But Canada, get your shit together.
Canada, buck the fuck up.
So, yeah, I think that's it for us at Procreate. I hope this wasn't too much for our listeners. I love each and every person that listens to this podcast, and I just want to make sure that nobody says anything that'll hurt somebody else's feelings.
Yeah.
We need to be empathetic to those around us, and we need to try our best to understand where people are coming from, and just love each other.
Yeah.
We're all flesh, bones, muscle, blood. We're all humans, man. We're all humans, bro. Love each other. Peace.
Peace out.